Alright, so we got a new setup. I'm looking rough. I don't care. We're not here for me. I'm gonna be making a frontal wig using, I think this is pronounced Euler hair. I'm not really sure. This came with some little itty bitty baby lashes that I'm probably never gonna use. I don't know who I'm gonna give these to because these aren't really lashes for real. Like, I would feel bad giving these to somebody. I have 3 of their 12-inch fingers and I have 1 of their 10-inch fingers. Okay, so this is a 23-inch head. I already have my styrofoam head, which has a couple of needles, and I'm gonna be using this spandex dome style wig cap. So this is how I put my dome cap on. This texture is gorgeous. The hair is actually really freaking soft. This is what it looks like. I don't have to bleach the knots obviously because this is 613 hair, so that's pretty good. It is pre-plucked as well, which okay, they doing something right. So I'm gonna show y'all what that looks like. As y'all can see, it's flat. It's flat, going all the way around. That's exactly what you want. Now I'm gonna take my wide tooth comb and kind of just comb all these hairs in the same direction. And I'm going to clip them, this whole thing out of the way. Now it doesn't matter if, as you can see, the frontal is kind of like scrunchy and stuff. That's okay. That does not matter at all. What matters is that the back of the frontal is flat. Oh, this is really hard to explain. Okay. So you're gonna go through the cap, through the lace, and you're gonna put a piece of put the thread over your needle and pull it through. So it's kind of like you're making a knot. When I get to half of the frontal, I am going to end it, and I'm gonna start over because I want my frontal to get as flat as possible. Another method you could also do, which is probably the method that I'm gonna do, is you could just go in and out, in and out, in and out. So you just go in and out. So literally, how I say it is exactly what you do. That's the steps. You just go in and you pull it out. That's it. So I did the stitching up to the middle, then I stopped right there, cut it, then I did it from the other side, stopped in the middle, and I'm gonna show you guys how I ended off. So I have my sister holding the phone. So what I'm gonna do is go through the cap and the lace. Ooh, that's too far. Then I'm going to go around the needle 3, 4 times, pull it through, and this is gonna create a bunch of knots, and that's what you want. That's how you close it off. And I'm gonna pull these 2 and just pull it down, make sure it's tight, because if you just cut it without doing this, it will come apart, trust me. And I'm gonna do that one more time. So I'm gonna go through the cap and the lace, wrap it 3, 4. You could do as many as you want. Sometimes I do 6. Pull it like that. Then you can cut it off, and after that, this frontal should be on as flat as possible. As y'all can see, in the front can be as loose. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'm sorry for the noise. Everybody's up and they active. I really don't know why. Okay, so I look really rough. Please don't mind my appearance. We're not here for that, like I said earlier. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm actually getting a lot of strands, like a lot. I'm hoping after I wash this, it won't really shed this much. I get it, it's curly hair, but I ain't even do nothing to it yet for it to be shedding like this. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna cut the wefts just because this is a frontal and I kind of want to get this like perfect. I don't want to have to do the flip over method and it looks I just want it to look the best that it can be. So I'm gonna put a T-pin in it and I'm gonna stick it to one end and I'm just gonna go along the bottom and T-pin it and I'm gonna cut it and pin. So this is what I have so far.
Pin on that side, all the way to the side, but I did cut it.
So again, you cannot go all the way through the cap because the spandex is right there. So I'm going through the weft and I'm going through the cap, but not all the way through it, because you do want the wig to be able to move and stretch. This time I'm going to put the thread behind the needle so that the needle goes through the thread and it creates a knot. Now this is very important, especially for the ends of the wefts, because you do not want these coming up over time at all. You do not. So that's why I go through the weft when I secure ends or I just put ends on. So like for this end, I'm gonna go through it, but from going all the way through here, I'm just gonna go under it and y'all will see. So I'm going under, through the cap, under the weft, through the cap, go through the weft, go through the net. I'm gonna wrap it around the needle 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna pull the needle and this creates knots like I said before. And I'm gonna secure it and I'm gonna do that one more time. Now this just helps me feel better about how I make my wigs, and it makes me feel like the wefts are secure, they're not going anywhere. You're not gonna have some tracks falling out of your wig later on. And then just cut and repeat. Pretty much you just keep doing that. Okay y'all, it's the next day. I did one bundle. I did one of these and I sewed the whole thing on. This is how much of the head we got left. And yeah, I'm just gonna let y'all kind of watch me do this for a little bit. So I'm left with this piece right here from the first track, and there's kind of just a gap right there where this part is deeper than the rest. So in between, in the transition, you kind of get kind of straight, which is what this part is. So I was doing the smiley face and I got up to a certain point where it was too deep of just like a space. Then I put some straight pieces. Okay, so I just sewed down that part that I just showed you and I started putting longer pieces on again. Not even halfway through this track that I'm sewing, but I'm gonna end it because the string is getting short. Put the needle through the weft. This might take a couple of tries because it is kind of hard. Put it through the weft and through the cap. Then wrap the thread around the needle. I'm gonna do it 4 times. 3, 4. Then I'm going to pull. And I'm gonna tighten that knot. Then I'm gonna do the same exact thing again. I'm just gonna wrap the thread around the needle 6 times this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna pull this to make sure this is also secure. And boom, there you go. From here, I'm just gonna put the tracks on going like this, just straight across till I get to the top. So I'm gonna start by T-pinning the track as close to the frontal as possible.
Don't mind my chipped nails. And I'm gonna cut this so that it can fit.
So you're gonna start by removing this T-pin and putting it a little bit further along the track. You're gonna put your needle through the weft. It should have left a hole. And then you're also gonna put it through the cap. And I also like to put it a little bit through the lace of the frontal. So you're going through 3 things. Then pull it. After you do that, go through that same everything. So the weft, the cap, and a little bit of the lace. And then put the needle, the thread behind the needle and pull the needle through. So you go under the weft, through the lace, thread behind needle, and pull. And you're gonna do that all the way down until you get to the end. Okay, so this is the last step. I'm gonna remove the last T-pin, and there's a hole left in the weft that y'all really cannot see, but I can see it. I'm gonna put my needle through that so that it goes through the weft. I'm gonna put it through the cap, and just like in the beginning of this track, I'm gonna put it through the lace as well. Then I'm gonna wrap my thread around, pull the needle through, then I'm gonna go through that all over again, and I'm gonna wrap the thread around the needle 4 times. Pull the needle through. There should be a knot that formed, and I'm gonna secure that by just pulling the string like that. And I'm gonna do that 1 more time. So go through the weft, the cap, and the lace. Then I'm going to put the thread around the needle 6 times. Tighten the threads, and then you can finally cut. Woo! And we done. still have to cut this part from under the lace. And I'll show you what it looks like. Flip the frontal back like this. And then you're just gonna cut the cap, but make sure you do not cut any threads. And also make sure that you cut it as close to the frontal as possible. There you have it. I wish I could use this piece for something, because I always feel like after I cut it, I just waste it and it gets thrown in the trash. Like, what can I do with this? But yep, so this is what it looks like now. And yeah, that is how you make a frontal wig. Plain and simple. Yikes, I didn't even pull nothing. One thing about this frontal that I like is that it is very pre-plucked. I don't know if y'all can really see, but it is very pre-plucked. And because this is 613 hair, I did not even have to bleach it. Later.